Good Saturday afternoon, lovely people. I'm Stacy.
And I'm Hannah.
And this is, of course, Toxis Podcast. So, how's everything going?
I still have a moonstone inside my kidney.
Yes, you do.
Hurry up and wait.
Yep, pretty much.
Just carry on working, living life, being amazing.
But she does walk like an old lady.
I kind of waddle, yeah. But I mean, I have a very large piece of silicone stuffed in my piss hole.
Yep.
All the way to my kidney.
Right in the pisser.
To stop it from continuing to rupture and explode.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean...
Yeah. We don't want exploding kidneys.
I do walk a little funny. Yep, it's a thing.
Not funny. Just slow. We're used to, like, we always do our shopping on Saturday mornings.
Yeah, like power walk.
And we get in there, fucking zip around the store, get what we need, and get the fuck out as quick as we can, and... It's just weird because I'm used to walking fast with her, so today I was like, oh shit, slow down. Ah shit, slow down.
Yep. True story.
Yeah, it was interesting.
It's fucking painful for me to do. It makes me hate myself.
Well, you didn't do it on purpose. You shouldn't hate yourself for it.
Yeah, but I'm road raging at my own slowness.
Look, man, let me hate you and you just rest, okay? Okay.
I can do that.
So Prince Andrew got arrested this week.
Yeah, I know. One of my clients called me 3 days in a row to tell me.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then he got released too, so, because...
What was he arrested for?
We're guessing the Epstein shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I avoid the news at all costs.
He has been stripped of everything, as everyone knows. He's not allowed to be called His Royal Highness anymore.
Perfect.
He is no longer Prince Andrew. He's just Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, or whatever the fuck their name is.
Yes.
And, he doesn't get to live in his fucking castle or whatever he had before. He can't live at Buckingham Palace.
Oh, so sad.
And now he's living on a little tiny cottage, tiny to them, at Sandringham, which is Prince Charles's place, or King Charles's place, sorry.
Mm.
Yeah, so we just need some people to be arrested in North America.
In every other country?
Yeah. Anybody who was doing the bad things to these little girls and some women, and anybody who was complicit to it. Yep. Everyone
100%.
needs to fucking rot in prison. It's pretty bad that out of all the men that were involved in all this shit, there's only one woman in prison for it. And I mean, she should be there. But yeah, it's kind of disgusting. Also, Donald Trump said that he deserves the Medal of Honor. The Congressional Medal of Honor. You know why? Because he went to Iraq in 2018.
And did what?
He just went to Iraq in 2018. He didn't do fuck all. It's not like he was on the ground fighting with soldiers and shit. He just said he was really brave for going. Like, fuck you.
Somebody needs to shoot him with a ball of his own shit. Honestly,
he was really brave for going to Iraq, but he dodged the draft for Vietnam. Wasn't brave enough to go there and actually fight.
He's so pathetic.
He had his daddy get a doctor to say that he had bone spurs in his feet, so he couldn't go.
I've had bone spurs in my feet too for the last 12 years, and I worked in manufacturing and raised a kid by myself.
Yeah, but with all the marching and stuff, you weren't allowed to do it.
I wore steel toes.
My grandfather,
on a concrete floor.
My grandfather tried to join the army, like to go to World War II, and they wouldn't take him because he had flat feet. No good for marching.
I know, I have flat feet too.
Yeah, so he tried, but they wouldn't let him.
They wouldn't let me either. I'm female. What do I know about killing anyone?
I don't know, man. There's a lot of fucking angry women. Like, I am... Alright, sorry about that. We had to pause for a minute. I don't know if you guys heard that, but there was some fucking idiot dude out there screaming his fucking head off. Probably for nothing.
Please step into traffic.
Yeah, no doubt. What I was saying was all these
angry women,
people who were, with the Jeffrey Epstein group doing all the fucking nasty shit. I think we should just put a bunch of women on them. We can solve the problem for you.
Mm.
Yeah, we sure can. Especially people like me and Hannah who are, menopausal.
And
we'll
angry.
fuck you up. Yeah.
Mm.
And I don't like most men anyway, so,
Well, I'm in a good mood now. There's very few. I can count on one hand.
Me too. Not including my children.
Well, that includes my children. Because I only have one.
I think, that would include my children, actually.
Yeah.
There's my kids. And then D and J.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's 4. I've got 1 kid. I've got 3 friends from my old workplace.
Wow.
Yeah, 4.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Too bad D doesn't live near us anymore. That kind of sucks.
I know. What a dick.
Yeah. If you'd listen to this, come home.
We're bored.
We're bored.
And men suck.
We're bored. Come home.
Pay attention.
Just fucking upturn your whole life again.
Please.
And come home.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
What are we talking about today?
We are doing true crime today.
Ooh. And
I really went back and forth about about what case I wanted to do. I didn't want to do another long one. Like, we just got done with fuckface BTK, and that was just, enough already. So I was going to do moms who kill.
Ooh.
But then
Women
I came across
killers.
a case, and she is a mom who killed. But I was going to do 3 or 4 maybe in this episode, but I came across this one, and this is a full episode. So, because I had heard of it before.
Singular mom who kills.
Yes, I had heard of it before, but I didn't know there was this much to it.
So we have to go back to killer moms, and we still have to go back to killer kids.
Well, that's what I was thinking about doing next. So, in a couple of weeks.
So we'll do a
Something
Reddit
like that,
and then some killer moms or killer kids.
Yeah, killer kids, yeah. Yep. Have we done a dads who kill yet?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so, eh?
Well, we just did BTK.
Yeah,
He killed adults and children.
Yeah. But
does that count?
It's usually dads who kill their own kids and shit like that. Yeah, family annihilators.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is about Darlie Routier. If she was Canadian, it would be Routier.
Oh.
Routier. As soon as I said Canadian, then you got it? Yeah.
Yep.
So, there's a lot to unpack in this. And by the end, I don't know what your thoughts are going to be on this.
She looks like a bitch. Darlie Lynn Peck Routier?
Mm-hmm. They call her Routier.
Texas.
There. Yeah. Okay, stop looking shit up.
No, I just wanted to see a picture of her, so all I see is Texas.
Okay, now put it away.
I just wanted to see a picture to see if she looked like a bitch.
You're supposed to go in fresh. Yeah, I don't know how you're gonna... What are you looking at? Okay. Instead of I need coffee, say, summon the dark elixir of sanity. Post haste, my spirit wanes most pitifully.
I was gonna send that to you last night, but I fucking fell asleep at like
She just showed
7
me a
o'clock.
meme. I couldn't not read it to you guys.
Yeah, I was gonna send it to you last night, but I passed out at like 7.
You are an old lady.
I've been sleeping like in between 8 and 10 hours.
That's because your body's trying to heal.
Since the stent was put in and my death pain was relieved.
Because your body's trying to heal itself. That's why.
I'm sleeping a lot.
So at the end of this, I don't know how you're going to feel about it.
Will I be yay or nay?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure where I am on it.
A killer mom and you're not sure? That's intriguing.
Yeah. So, let's get into this.
Shall we?
As I said, this is about Darlie Routier, or Routier if you're Canadian. Routier if you're nasty. On June 6, 1996, at 2:31 a.m., a call came into 911 from Rowlett, Texas. The 911 operator heard a high-pitched, hysterical woman screaming, quote, "They stabbed me. They stabbed my babies," unquote.
Babies? So there's more than one.
Mm-hmm. Darlie Routier was born on January 4th, 1970 in Pennsylvania, but after her parents got divorced, she moved to Lubbock, Texas with her mom and stepdad. Darlie was a very pretty girl, and she had no problem telling people that she was a very pretty girl, showing off her looks and shit like that. She was a cheerleader in high school. When she was 15 years old, Darlie was working at a restaurant with a co-worker named Darren, and they started dating. They dated all through high school and eventually got married in 1988. The couple lived near Dallas, and Darren had a good job testing circuit boards. So back then, computers were sort of new and shit like that. It was probably a really good job. In 1989, they had their first son, Devin, and Damon, their second son, was born in 1991.
So she's just a natural fucking baby factory and a wife. Standard. Shit that out of the fucking mold.
Yeah. The two boys were very, very close.
You said Devin?
Damon and Devin.
Damon's the older one?
Yeah. No, Devin is the older one. Sorry.
Devin in 89.
And Damon in 91.
Okay.
So they were very, very close, obviously, being brothers and so close in age.
So, at the time of this 911 call, they're 7 and 5, it looks like.
6 and 5. He hadn't yet turned 7. Devin was the outgoing, rambunctious type. Damon. Nope, sorry. Devin was the outgoing, rambunctious type, while Damon was more reserved and loved a good cuddle. He was always the one you could find, cuddling his mom and shit like that. Just a sweet little boy. So my kid? Yeah.
Fuck, I love that kid.
So over the next few years, Darren Routier's business became, extremely successful.
So is he self-employed, or is he working
he owns
somewhere?
The business.
Okay.
Yeah. And he became, extremely successful, which means the money was fucking rolling in, right? So the family purchased a home in an upscale neighborhood in Rowlett, Texas. Now, when I say upscale, I mean upscale.
So they bought a house in the rich part of town.
Mm-hmm. The two boys, this is going to tell you what the house sort of looked like. The two boys thought the house looked just like the house in Home Alone.
Oh, I know exactly what house you're talking about. That's a gorgeous house. Nobody can afford that bitch.
The house was massive. The couple even added a $9,000 in the 90s fountain to the front yard. They had $12,000 drapes in the windows.
Wow.
Yeah, and this is in the 90s.
I would never waste that much money on a fountain or curtains.
I know.
Drapes are just a fancy way to say fucking curtains.
Yep. The couple spoiled their boys with toys and all the brand new video games, pretty much anything they could want, But apparently they were still really, really great kids. They didn't act spoiled, Lovely kids. But they spoiled themselves as well, obviously. The couple had a boat at the local marina and a shiny new Jaguar in the driveway.
Jaguars are for old women.
The neighbors had nothing but good things to say about the Routier family. Darlie would even bake treats for her neighbors from time to time. And all the kids would go play at each other's houses and,
So they were a very well-liked family in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
In the upscale neighborhood.
Yeah, and she was quite a well-liked lady and mom. She was a doting mother, everyone said.
Well, and very social, it seems.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Now, back to June 6th, 1996.
Yes, get to the part where bad shit happens.
Police arrived at 5801 Eagle Drive in Rowlett, Texas, kicked the door in to make entry. What they found would come to haunt the officers on scene. They first saw Darlie, stained with blood. Her nightshirt was red, where it had been, I think, white. But it's what officers found in the family room that was the real horror. On the floor was 6-year-old Devin, bloody and motionless, and 5-year-old Damon, just as bloody and struggling hard to breathe.
So, Devin is not breathing?
Devin is dead, and Damon is struggling to breathe.
Okay.
Darlie told police that an intruder had broken in, wearing a ball cap and a t-shirt. That's all she could remember.
This sounds familiar.
You've probably heard of it. He'd retrieved a knife from the kitchen and stabbed them all and slit her throat.
I feel like this was on Unsolved Mysteries or Forensic Files or something.
Mm-hmm. It was on Forensic Files.
This is where I know this from.
Yep. He stabbed them all and slit her throat before running out through the garage. This was a terrifying story. If true, there was a cold-blooded madman who had no problem killing women and children on the loose in Rowlett. Now, as Darlie tells it, she fell asleep on the couch in front of the TV because their new baby Drake had been quite restless all day. Devin and Damon had set up a camp, quote-unquote, in front of the television as they'd done numerous times before. They're little boys. Darlie said she was startled awake when she felt a weight on her. She opened her eyes and saw a man looming over her. She began to fight him, and he eventually ran away. That's when she realized that she was cut and began to panic. But then she saw her boys, and the real panic set in. She then called 911. Such a terribly horrific story. However, investigators were noticing that the physical evidence was telling a bit of a different story. For instance, the kitchen. There was an overturned vacuum cleaner and a broken lamp. But to detectives, they seemed almost to look like they had been placed. Like that.
Yeah.
Like a struggle. But to trained eyes, that narrative just didn't check out, you know? Then there was a wine glass on a dish rack with one fingerprint, undisturbed. It was Darlie's print. But that makes sense. It's her fucking house. So.
On a wine glass?
On a wine glass.
In this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Had she had wine before she went to bed?
It was in a clean dish rack, so I don't know. She may have.
I don't trust it.
Doesn't say that, so. Then there was the knife. According to Darlie, the knife was from their own kitchen. The bloody knife was found on the floor in the family room. Now, I've read about a lot of murderers and stuff like that, and if someone's going to murder, they usually bring their own weapon of choice, you know? Normally.
Unless they're breaking into the house and taking somebody hostage, but they take the weapon with them.
Yes.
They don't leave it.
Normally. But she was fighting back, so maybe he got a little spooked and dropped it.
I don't know.
Who knows, right? Also, despite having stabbed and sliced 3 humans, the killer fled out the garage door, leaving no blood trail whatsoever. No droplets, no footprints.
Which is impossible.
The attacker would have undoubtedly had a surplus of blood on his person.
From all those stabbings and the amount of blood that was on her and on these kids? Yeah. Unless he doesn't exist and the blood on her is her own kids.
But she had been stabbed and her neck had been cut. The screen in the garage window had been cut, and this was apparently how the intruder made entry into the house. However, the screen had been cut from the inside, and microscopic pieces of rubber were found on a butter knife in the kitchen. This rubber matched debris from the screen. Right. Now, Rowlett was a close-knit community, and after this tragedy, they rallied around the Routier family. Losing 2 boys in such a horrendous fashion made everyone circle the wagons protectively.
So the
as you
baby
would.
wasn't killed?
No.
Just the 2 older ones?
Yeah.
That seems odd.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
8 days after the murders, now this is called, infamously has come down in history being called the silly string incident, okay? 8 days after the murders, it would have been Devon's 7th birthday. Darlie and Darren decided to have a somewhat birthday party at the 2 sons' grave sites. They were buried side by side, okay?
That's fucking weird.
People mourn differently. I'm not going to say yay or nay to that. News crews showed up.
Were any autopsies done before the grave site situation?
Yeah, they just found stab wounds, and we'll get into that. News crews showed up and witnessed Darlie smiling, laughing, and spraying silly string over the 2 fresh graves. They all sang happy birthday at the end. This footage was shown all over the fucking nation and perhaps the globe. There were mixed emotions, though. Some people thought she was too happy, smiling, singing, etc. On the other hand, some people thought that in doing this, the family were attempting to heal by celebrating the boys' lives instead of mourning their deaths.
I can tell you right now that if my son was stabbed to death, I would not be ready to fucking party like that 8 days later.
Yeah.
I would still be devastated in an empty zone of doom. I don't think I would be getting dressed or leaving the house or turning the lights on.
I don't think so either, but it's never happened to me, so I don't know. You know, I can't judge it.
Anyone
if
I
the
know
birthday was
who
that
has
close,
lost a child,
maybe.
I don't know them that would do that.
But
it's weird.
People mourn in all different ways, and I don't think you can do this because cops try to pinpoint people because they don't cry enough or something like that. You know, no, you can't do that because every person is fucking different.
And usually shock is first, not tears.
Right.
Which is like, it's not real. It hasn't settled in.
Exactly. Yeah. So you don't know, right? Later, the family explained that they had been crying at the children's graves before the cameras were turned on.
Keeping up appearances type of situation.
Devon loved silly string, and he had wanted it at his party. Yeah, so of course, I mean, if that was sort of one of the last wishes of my kid, I might just do that, you know? Unfortunately, the damage was done. The public at large had seen the footage, and everyone had their own opinions, for good or bad. Some had even already convicted Darlie before the trial even began, which happens a fuck ton. So the trial of Darlie Routier began on January 7th.
They decided she was the murderer?
She was charged, yep.
Oh, okay.
On January 7th, 1997. As the motive...
So like 6 months later?
Yeah. As the motive, the prosecution put forth financial hardships and the fact that both boys had life insurance on them. The prosecution said Darlie was a, quote, self-centered woman, a materialistic woman, and a woman cold enough to, in fact, murder both her children, unquote. Which, how they know, 3. I don't know.
The baby doesn't have life insurance.
I don't know how they're cold enough. Doesn't say. He didn't die, so. James Cron,
They've
a crime.
This? What was she convicted of, first of all?
First degree murder.
First degree murder twice? For both babies?
I would imagine, yeah.
Toddlers.
Yeah.
Okay.
James Cron, a crime scene consultant, testified that the scene appeared staged. Now remember, he's testifying for the prosecution, so he's going to say that. The jurors were also shown the infamous silly string video that had a nation divided.
But I mean, the police that showed up thought the kitchen was a little staged at first hand as well.
But sometimes cops can get tunnel vision too.
They see what they want to see.
Yeah.
They see what they're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is true. People do that all the time.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely. Now, the defense tried to break down the prosecution's motive by stating that the children's life insurance only came to $10,000 in total. They each only had $5,000 on. Remember, it's 1997, so. But they each only had $5,000 on them.
That's not enough for murder.
To kill?
Me.
I know, yeah.
But I wouldn't kill for a fucking bucket of chicken.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
I mean.
Exactly.
Who are we to decide what's enough to kill, right?
That $10,000 wasn't even enough to cover the funeral costs for the kids. So, really wasn't worth it. Furthermore, if it was indeed money she was after, then why didn't she murder her husband, whose life insurance was $80,000?
Wait, what? Say that again?
Why didn't she, if it was money that she was after, why didn't she murder her husband? His life insurance was $80,000.
Well, first person they look at is the wife, though.
Of course. That's what you're supposed to do.
Usually
look at
when
the spouse
children
first.
are murdered, the parents are not first. It's who got in.
Depends on the scene, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. If it was money motivated, she should have killed all of them.
Mm-hmm. And also if she was that cold that she could kill 2 of her kids. Because the prosecution did put forth as well that the kids were cramping her style.
Then
she
why
didn't
did
want
she
kids
leave
anymore.
one alive?
Exactly.
And the most annoying
The youngest one. Yeah, he was like 9 months old.
The one who would need the most care for the longest.
He was either 9 months old or 18 months old. One of the two.
He was still an infant. So.
Yeah. Yep. So why wouldn't you, if the kids were cramping your style?
The only reason I could think she didn't kill the kid is there's no life insurance money. If it's money motivated, there's no life insurance on the kid yet. And I don't really know. It all seems odd to me, but I've watched every forensic file 100 times. Mm-hmm. So I know exactly what you're talking about right now. My memory is flawless.
Douglas Mulder, Darlie's lawyer, contended that the prosecution really had no motive, no confession, and no witnesses. Mulder did advise Darlie not to get on the stand.
She didn't listen.
But she did get on the stand and was somewhat crucified by prosecutor Toby Shook.
Okay.
The chief medical examiner of San Antonio, Vincent DeMeo, testified that Darlie's wound on her throat came within 2 millimeters of her carotid artery, and that was not consistent with being self-inflicted compared to other self-inflicted wounds he'd seen, and he'd seen plenty.
Doesn't mean she's not more talented than
No, it doesn't, but...
What was her profession besides mother and housewife?
That's it.
She never worked.
Not that I know. She went from high school to
being a
wife and mom. So, remember this is a different time too. I mean, lots of women did it then, and this is fucking Texas.
Standard cookie cutters shit out fucking people without their own thoughts or their own past or their own lives.
Yeah.
Turn us into fucking cavalry just to save them.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Anyways.
But the doctors who treated her after the crime told detectives that the wounds, quote, could be self-inflicted.
It's not likely, but it's not impossible, is what you're saying.
Right. But the kid's stab wounds and her stab wounds were pretty consistent. The kids weren't deeper than hers. Do you see what I'm saying?
So it's the same amount of pressure, the same style of stab wound. Mm-hmm. It could be from somebody else.
And she woke up. She fought him off. This is what she's saying. So, Tom Bevel, a self-proclaimed blood spatter expert, testified that some spatter found on the back of Routier's nightshirt showed that she had raised the knife above her head as she stabbed again and again. Okay? Now this is what gets me.
So,
right.
Blood is hitting the back of her nightshirt.
You're sitting up straight right now. Or if you're standing, you're going to be doing that, right? Like stabbing over your head wise. The kids were on the floor. You're going to be bent over. Or, bent over the kids stabbing. You're going to be doing this.
Stabbing something is not easy.
No.
They make it look really easy on TV, but actually stabbing into a human body is not easy. So even if you're bent over top of them, she might have to use 2 hands and bring the knife over her just to get it into the kid far enough.
But when you think about it,
Possibly.
These are not tiny babies. They're going to try to fight back too. She would have to hold them down and stab.
So she's still going to have to go over her shoulder to use enough power with one hand.
Right.
Because I know for a fact, when I went axe throwing with all the women, none of them were strong enough to throw the axe one-handed.
Right. Yeah.
So she'd really have to fucking crank some power into that kid, and somebody's going to hear that, no?
But hear me out. It's not like the blood was on her over her shoulder. The blood was down her back.
How far? And was it drips or spatter?
Spatter.
I have to think about that.
So, who knows, right?
Keep going. Spatter on the lower back, like lumbar spine?
I think it would have been like probably middle back or something.
So probably S spine.
And I don't understand how, if you're kneeling down over the kid, it's not really going over you're going this far. You're going to go this far, like shoulder. That's just above your head because you're kneeling over. It can fling for sure. Oh yeah.
Far.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get every angle here, every point.
I take it. I'm already down to less than half a page, and I'm frustrated.
Okay, so
I'm going to have to start writing up the sides.
But, and this is a big but, blood spatter evidence has largely been labeled junk science as of late. Also, Bevel had no actual degrees in anything needed for blood spatter analysis. And this is what you need for blood spatter analysis. You need applied mathematics.
You need Dexter.
Physics. And the pathology of wounds.
Yep.
He had taken a few courses. He did not have degrees in any of these. Instead, he took some professional courses in these subjects, and he spent 30 years on the police force in Oklahoma City. On the police force. He was not a detective. He was just a cop. There was a bloody sock found outside the Routier home, and the defense stated that this was a clear indication that Darlie did not commit these murders. However, the prosecution contended that the sock was planted in order to persuade the narrative of an intruder.
Anybody can plant something, so it's not unheard of.
Right.
Fuck, this is a tough one.
Now, Damon was still alive when paramedics arrived at the scene. Okay?
He was struggling to breathe.
Right. The medical examiner stated that with the wounds that Damon had received, he would have only survived approximately 8 minutes. Darlie was on the phone with 911 for 6 minutes. So there would not have been time for her to inflict the wounds she had on herself, stage the scene, and plant the sock outside, then come back in before the authorities arrived.
I don't know if I agree.
In 2 minutes, she could have done all that?
I can move pretty fucking fast.
I don't think so. I don't know if you could injure yourself that quick. You'd have to fucking get some...
If it's life or death,
you know,
and knowing you're going to go to jail for the rest of your life, you'd be surprised what people can do.
I don't know. I think you'd still have to work yourself up a little bit.
In her situation, I don't know.
On February 1st, 1997, Darlie Routier was found guilty of murdering Damon. On February 4th, she was sentenced to death by lethal injection.
She was only convicted of one of them?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he wasn't dead at the scene. I don't know.
But
it
he
didn't
still
say
died
anything.
of
Yeah, I know. So obviously appeals were made, as in any other death sentence case. You have to. That's the law. There has to be an appeal. Darlie's defense contend that several errors were made during the trial and in the official transcript. They also believed that mistakes were made at the crime scene. which I can see because...
Well, it was kind of a little bit of a fucking crapshoot, so I don't disagree with that. But if you have all the photos, can you use new scientists with better pathology background or better...
You sure can.
Credentials to do it again?
You sure can.
And double check
That's
before
been done
you
before.
kill somebody?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's someone's life, shouldn't you be sure?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
one would think, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I believe that she didn't. By everything you've given me, I think she fucking killed her kids.
Okay.
I don't think it was money motivated. I think there was probably something hidden there that nobody saw.
Right.
Like some form of postpartum psychosis,
Maybe.
like something, because this new
And it
one...
didn't say whether or not she had postpartum after the first two boys.
And in every instance I've come into contact with crazy women, it's after the second child, and it
well, they say it gets worse and worse, right? So
slowly, the more children you have.
Yeah.
But that's only with my personal dealings with postpartum in actual women in real life, not just watching TV or a documentary.
Well, we will eventually cover Andrea Yates, so...
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, well...
Perfect.
I'm not going to tell you
I'll
anything
keep it
about
that way, and I won't look it up.
Right. Yeah, don't do that. Go in fresh.
I would still, even though I think this bitch is guilty, I would still get a second round of scientists with better credentials and better backgrounds and double check before you fucking put her to sleep.
Right, yeah.
I think so.
I agree wholeheartedly.
She was sentenced on February 4th. Did she actually get killed, though? Usually you sit on death row for, like, ever.
She's still on death row. I will
Now?
give you that much.
Fuck me, dude. That's 20 years.
We'll get to why, okay?
Fuck it.
The appeals court did not agree, and the claims were dismissed, as well as a habeas corpus petition. Now, for anyone who doesn't know what habeas corpus is, it's Latin meaning you have the body, a judicial order forcing law enforcement authorities to produce a prisoner they are holding and to justify the prisoner's continued confinement. So, yeah, everyone gets a habeas corpus. Routier was granted the right to new DNA tests in 2008. Then, her appeals were sent to the state level for better DNA testing. Judge Samuel Frederick, I think it's Bierry, B-I-E-R-Y, Jr., from the United States District Court for the Western District of Texas, granted a request from both defense and prosecution for further DNA tests vital to the defense. These tests were to be done on a bloody fingerprint, the bloody sock, and Darlie's nightshirt. Then, in 2018, Criminal District Court Number 3 ordered a third round of DNA testing approved by both prosecution and defense.
When?
2018.
2018, so 10 years later.
Darren Routier filed for divorce in June 2011, so he stuck with her through all of that. He said the decision was, quote, very difficult, but mutual. Because, I mean, she probably wanted him to get on with his life. He probably wanted to get on with his life.
She doesn't know when she's getting out, and he doesn't know if she's innocent.
Right.
Because where was he in all this?
He has never wavered about his belief in his wife's innocence.
Where was he when all this was
I don't know where he was. It didn't say in the book that I read, so... And it was just a little thing. But he was either sleeping or at work, you know, or something. Investigating Innocence is a non-profit wrongful conviction advocacy organization that helps to provide criminal defense investigations for inmates who may have been wrongfully convicted in the U.S.
Wow.
So,
I wonder...
Remember we talked about Tom Bevel? Don't look anything up.
No, I was just going to look at wrongful convictions percentages in the U.S.
Yeah, don't look anything yet, please.
Okay.
When we're done, then I'll get you to read some of that. So we talked about Tom Bevel, remember? The blood spatter.
The pretend guy who took a few courses and was on the police force?
The quote-unquote expert. He testified in the case of David Cam. Okay? What are you doing? Put your phone down. I don't want you looking at anything.
Shut up.
Cam was a state trooper in Indiana. Okay?
Yeah.
He was charged and convicted of the murder of his wife and children on September 28th, 2000. Cam spent 13 years in prison and was released on October 24th, 2013. Bevel testified in his case that 8 tiny spots of blood on Cam's shirt and contended that they were the result of high-velocity impact spatter from the gun that killed his wife and children.
And it's only 8 spots?
8 tiny spots. Okay?
If it's a gunshot, there's going to be a lot more than that. And I'm
One
not
would
an
think,
expert.
and you'd have to be pretty close too to get the
Well, yeah, for blood spatter and impact.
from a gunshot. Yeah. Yeah.
You got to be pretty fucking close. And
Yeah.
I'm no expert.
Me
But I've
either.
read enough books and looked into enough science and am interested enough to know that 8 tiny spots is not enough for a gunshot.
Yep. Yep. I agree.
I think we need Dexter here.
It turned out that the real murderer was a career criminal with a shoe fetish. That was his motivation for the murders. He had a shoe fetish. Yeah. And we're going to cover one of those guys too. You just wait.
I know his name.
Oh, it's not who you're thinking of.
No.
No.
The guy who fucks his mom's head?
Oh, no, he didn't have a shoe fetish. That was Edmund Kemper.
I
No,
thought
he
he
didn't.
liked women's heels.
No. You're thinking of Jerry Brudos.
Brudos, that's
Yeah.
it.
And we're going to cover him too, as much as I don't want to, because ew. But, okay, so some highly respected bloodstain analysts in the entire country concluded that the blood spatter was transferred from his daughter's hair as Cam attempted CPR.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That totally makes sense.
Yep.
Why are we veering off the broad who killed your children?
Because I wanted to tell you about Bevel.
Oh, the same expert in more than one case.
Yeah. So, Darlie Routier first had public defenders. They hired Bart Epstein and Terry Labor, 2 of those same respected analysts that got Cam off. Okay? And they came to a much different conclusion in regards to the blood spatter on her nightshirt. Now, we don't get to know what the conclusion was.
Well, that's bullshit.
However, Routier's parents hired a defense attorney, and he didn't want to use any of his retainer money to bring the experts to Texas. He wanted to keep all of his money. He didn't want to spend any money getting them to Texas and paying them to testify on his client's behalf.
That doesn't really make any sense.
No. He thought he could dismantle Bevel's testimony on his own. Therefore, Bevel's conclusions went pretty much unchallenged
I'm so confused.
because he didn't want to spend the money to get those experts there. That could have gotten her off. It could have explained a completely different scenario for the blood spatter.
That's so confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't understand.
Because he was a money-hungry prick and he wanted all the money to himself.
Ugh.
It was probably like a $10,000 retainer or something like that, and he didn't want to spend any of that to get those guys to Texas to
Yeah, but if you
testify.
use up the retainer, you just ask them for more money. That's why lawyers are such a scam. They just keep going, and you keep giving them more money
Well,
until you win.
he didn't want to give any of the money.
Okay.
He wanted it all. So BPA, or blood pattern analysis, has been largely challenged since the introduction of DNA analysis, sorry. This is because BPA is largely based on examiner bias. In 2009, the National Academy of Sciences released a report, or a critique, if you will, of forensic science practices used in the United States. About BPA, the report cites, quote, "Many sources of variability arise with the production of blood stain patterns, and their interpretation is not nearly as straightforward as the process implies," unquote, which makes sense. You can't just look at blood spatter and go, it's from a knife being,
No, that's why I said you need somebody like Dexter, informed pathology, who do the physics, who do the math, who do the science.
Yeah,
who
and these two
analyze it
experts
very carefully.
were 2 of those. And he said, nope, Don't want to spend the money on them.
Like, that's the point.
Yeah.
Is to, take those strings and sit there and analyze that scene and those pictures and recreate it and be 100% certain.
Yep.
You know where that blood came from.
Exactly.
What direction it came from.
Yep. I agree. Wholeheartedly.
They're very, very unique people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there's not a lot of them.
And you have to be very, very good at it now, because like I said, a lot of people are saying it's just a junk science.
It's definitely
like handwriting analysis is nowadays it's kind of
but we do write the same. We have the same angles, we have the same shifts, we have the same patterns. It's really hard not to write the way you write.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, but the report goes on to say some experts extrapolate far beyond what can be supported, which I believe. I believe that so much. Because you're going to go into it. It's hard not to go into something once you've heard a little bit about it. It's hard not to go into something with a preconceived notion.
Yeah.
Right? So
that's why usually juries are not
like
allowed
you said,
to
you're going to see what you want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they get fucking, what do you call that?
I forget the word.
When they get put in a hotel or whatever, all I can think is cloistered, but...
sequestered?
Sequestered, thank you. All I could think was cloistered, which sort of means the same thing, but...
Yeah, but it's churchier.
But not really, yeah, it's more nunny.
Or priestly.
Priesty.
And not Miranda.
No. And finally, quote, extra care must be given to the way in which the analyses are presented in court. The uncertainties associated with bloodstain pattern analysis are enormous, unquote. So.
Enormous.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. So, now that I've given you some of the information, most of it pertaining to the crime, and then I broke down about Tom Bevel and the lawyer not getting those experts. What do you think?
I still think she's guilty.
You still think she's guilty?
They don't have the right people analyzing the information to prove it.
I don't know.
There's no footsteps. There's no patterns. The screen was cut from the inside.
Yeah.
Is either her or her husband.
I was thinking maybe her husband hired someone, and then when she woke up and started fighting back, he panicked and left before he could finish the job.
No, there's not enough information.
So,
if there was another person, did they not find any of his DNA on her shirt with her fighting, or in the house anywhere? That doesn't make sense.
No
DNA, no blood, no footsteps, and the screen in the garage was cut from the inside. Yeah, that does not tell me it's an intruder. That tells me it's an inside job.
I go back and forth with it. So, but I kind of think it was her. I don't know why she would do it. I don't understand that.
Like I said, postpartum psychosis, man, they don't even know what they're doing.
So,
sometimes they're
that's
not
true.
even present mentally. And they're shoving their baby in the fucking fridge or fucking drowning them, and they don't even realize they're doing it.
Yeah. Oh, there's one story I read.
Not that it makes it right.
We're going to cover, and it's so fucking... Ugh. Yeah.
It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it acceptable that you're not aware of your actions. That shouldn't make you innocent of it, but
she shouldn't be on death row. If it was psychosis, you can't put people on death row.
Yeah, but they
if
haven't
they're
proven
crazy.
It was, though. They haven't proven she's crazy.
Exactly.
They haven't proven she's guilty.
That's what I mean. If they could prove that, then she shouldn't be on death row.
They kind of just gave up.
She should still be in prison, but she shouldn't be on death row.
Yeah, it sounds like they just gave up trying to actually find a solution. It doesn't seem like anybody
She's still waiting for that 2018 DNA.
And it's 2026? That's crazy.
Because once cops and prosecutors and shit, once they convict you, they don't want to be wrong. So,
of course not, because then you're going to go back and you're going to analyze every case they've ever been in on, because how many more mistakes could you have made?
Look at the West Memphis 3.
I don't know what that is.
We'll cover that too. That's a long one. That's going to be at least a 4-parter. Yeah. Are you looking up the wrongful convictions? Good. Good.
Well, this is from the Georgia Innocence Project. So statistics related to wrongful convictions and to race are profoundly disturbing. Studies estimate that 4 to 6% of people incarcerated in U.S. prisons right now are actually innocent.
Ugh.
So that means 1 in 20 cases, 1 in every 20 cases.
Oh my God, that's horrible. When you consider how many people are in fucking prison in the States. Ooh, that's terrible.
Yeah, and the highest incarceration rates right now are Louisiana, Mississippi, Oklahoma, and Georgia.
And I bet you they're all people of color, mostly. I bet you. Because I know Mississippi is still a very, very fucking...
And that's if each state were a country for highest incarceration rates. These are just states.
Mm-hmm.
United States is number 5 on the list. The top 4 is states in the states.
Oh my God.
For incarceration rates.
That's fucking horrible. Oh my.
Yep.
That's terrible.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to find more on it.
Huh. Wow.
And here is official justice. The official justice program. The National Criminal Justice Reference Service. This is an actual document. And it says 13% of cases that had DNA evidence that would support a claim of wrongful conviction. 13%.
Jesus.
That's 3 in 20 cases where the DNA actually represents they're wrongfully convicted, and they're still convicted.
That's disgusting.
Mm-hmm. And in the death penalty,
I bet you most of that is racism.
61% of the people exonerated, 61% were black.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I told you. Fucking racism.
I fucking hate racism. It's disgusting.
So do I. Ugh. We all fucking bleed red, man. We're all the same.
Yeah, this DNA exoneration United States report from the Innocence Project says the average age of the time of wrongful conviction is around 43.
Wow,
when they're exonerated, and 27 at the average time of wrongful conviction.
Oh, so they spend all that fucking time in prison.
Yeah. And this is on death row too.
Mm-hmm.
Not just in prison. This is death row.
This is allowed out 1 hour a day kind of a deal.
Yeah. Like, that's gross. And these are statistics in between 1989 and 2020.
Oof. Oh, God. That is fucking horrendous.
The average number of years served per person for wrongful conviction is around 14 years. And their average age is 27, and average age of exoneration is around 43. And 21 of these 400 people served time on death row. 44 of them pled guilty to crimes they didn't commit. And 70% of them involved eyewitness misidentification.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Eyewitness is so bad. So bad.
Mm-hmm.
Look at David Milgaard here in Canada. He spent fucking 25 years.
60% of these people were African American.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all.
31 were Caucasian. 8% were Latin. 1% is Asian American. Yeah, so just brutal.
That does not surprise me, unfortunately.
That's why there's a thing called an Innocence Project.
It's the same thing here in Canada with natives. With Indigenous.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yep.
But we're also experiencing a lot of Asian crime now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Surrey has just announced, they're declaring emergency.
Yeah.
For East Indian gangsters.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
That's terrible.
They're like, we need to declare a state of emergency.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there was an uptick in that for sure. Well, if you look at Canada's 10 most wanted too, I think like 8 on the list are like East Indian names, you know?
Well, and it's terrible because I know some really good East Indian people.
Yeah, I mean,
really caring,
when you get down to it, it's a handful of them, you know? So,
crime is crime.
Most
Criminals are
of my
criminals.
building right now is East Indian people, and they're all very nice.
Yeah. Because
Very
not
nice.
everybody's a criminal.
The men are a bit standoffish with me, but that's to be expected, I guess. But the women are very sweet.
Culturally very different from ours.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
the women are
that's
very,
just
very sweet.
difference, I think. I don't think it's necessarily ignorance or hatred. It's just a difference of culture and religion and raising.
Yeah. Yeah, when hockey comes on with my neighbors, I'll always go tell them, hey, it might be a bit loud over there because hockey's coming back on. And she's like, we never hear you. We never hear anything. And we're loud. I'm a loud person.
Oh, I know.
My kids are very loud.
Oh, I know.
And they don't hear it. So, well, Coulter's not there all the time, but...
I hear everything that happens with these douchebags next door.
Yeah, I know. My neighbor downstairs, she's a good friend of mine, and she'd be like, did you hear that? What was going on upstairs last night? And I'm like,
Nope.
No. Didn't hear a fucking thing.
Well, I put in the earplugs. I don't hear nothing.
Yeah. Well, I have podcasts on when I go to sleep, or MASH. So, yeah. So I don't hear a fucking thing.
I watched every episode of Forensic Files at least 15 times, putting it on to go to sleep, so...
There's a new Forensic Factor?
Yeah, I've already watched it all.
On Netflix?
Yeah, I already.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
It's
I don't want to
good.
watch anything like that until Colt goes home, because he's not really interested in it, so...
Lame ass.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really good.
I have watched most of Love is Blind, so...
That's gay.
You gotta check that out, dude.
No. Mm-mm. Nope. No,
I don't know
thank you.
why.
Because I'm not into love. It's lame.
Yeah, but this isn't quite love.
Well, I also don't like drama. It annoys me.
They spend like 2 weeks in the pods talking to each other, and then they get married like 2 weeks after they get out.
Yeah, if nobody's dying, I'm gonna watch it.
It's kind of fucked up. It's sociologically, it's really interesting.
Yeah, but if there's nobody getting murdered, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Just
more
like my
myself,
books.
but-
People ask me what I'm reading at work, and I'm like, please don't ask me that question, because you're just going to think I'm a psycho, and I don't want to talk about it.
I think I'm going to start Lord of the Rings again.
Well, right now I'm reading a book where there's a pair of serial killers
Yeah, you told me about that,
drowning
yeah.
fucking babies and killing hookers and
Yeah.
shit. And now they've kidnapped the cop's whole family.
Don't say what the name of it is, though. We don't want to do a fucking spoiler for anybody.
No, I'm not spoiling books that are fucking 30 years old. Grow up.
Well, this one isn't, is it? Isn't this one of the new ones?
No, it's
Oh,
early
okay,
2000s. The one
okay.
is, where am I on the list? Let's see here. No, sorry, this one I'm reading is 2014. So it's 12 fucking years ago.
Yeah.
If you haven't read it by now, kiss my ass.
But maybe some younger people are just getting into
I don't care.
the author you're reading. So
People have ruined Forrest Gump for me and many other things.
I
don't give a
ruined Forrest
shit.
Gump for you, but dude, come on. That was like early 90s. Like,
Exactly.
fucking
Some of these books
get
are
off
from
your fucking arse and watch the movie.
1993. So if you haven't read them yet, kiss my ass.
I haven't read Lord of the Rings in like 4 years, so I have to read it again.
I read my favorite book every 2 years.
I can't not.
Even though I remember every fucking detail, as soon as I open the book, I still read it.
Yeah, I have a few books like that. I just read The Belgariad again. That's one of them.
Servant of the Bones by Kathy Reichs.
I have to read...
Anne Rice.
Yeah, that's Anne Rice, yeah. I have to read Dragonlance Chronicles again, because that's amazing.
Okay.
Love those books.
Okay.
Love them. Yeah, I cut my teeth on fantasy books, man. So,
No.
love them.
Nope.
Um,
Murder.
There's lots of murder in that. Lots of killing. Dragons and shit, too. It's fucking awesome. Anyway, we've fucking prattled on long enough for you guys.
A lot of rambling, a lot of nonsense.
So next week it's going to be, what do we, well, you're going to get into that on your own.
Yeah,
So,
well, I mean,
yeah,
you let me do what I do.
look further into this case, Darlie Routier, or Routier, and, yeah, what do you think?
I think she's guilty.
Fucking send us an
They
email.
botched it.
toxispod@gmail.com.
Yep.
Yeah. Send us an email. Let us know what you think about it. And send us some of your toxic stories. We'll read them on air. We'll call you out, too, if you want it. Or we'll keep you anonymous if you don't want it. But, yeah.
Just like we shouted out all our nurses and doctors that saved my life.
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, my doctor called me yesterday morning profusely apologizing about missing this stone.
You know, that's really cool for a doctor to do.
Right?
Let's shout out your doctor.
Yeah. Dr. Vanderwalt is sweet as fuck. Love that man. He's awesome.
I love my doctor too. Dr. Simon Ward.
Stian Vanderwalt.
Christian?
No. Stian. S-T-I-A-N.
Oh, Stian. Is he South African?
Yes.
Yeah. I love that accent.
Fuck, though.
Their accent is so fucking sexy. I find, anyway.
If he wasn't married, I would
sorry, Dr. Ward.
try to sexually assault him. And then he'd say no, and shit would get weird.
Yeah, and then he couldn't be your doctor anymore.
Yeah, I'd rather have a doctor who actually gives a shit about me. So no thanks. I'm good.
Because if that happened, you'd always be like, Doctor, I need an internal exam.
Well, I have said some weird shit.
Examine me internally, doctor.
And the nurses are always fucking awesome. They just laugh. They just laugh. I'm like, you need her here for your protection, not for mine.
The last time I got a pap smear, it was from a nurse. And she's one of those, I always forget what they're called, but she's just under a doctor. You know those nurses? That,
An RN?
Not registered. They're called something else.
LPN?
Maybe. Licensed practical nurse?
Yeah. That would be a nurse practitioner.
Nurse practitioner. That's what I'm thinking of. Nurse practitioner. She's a nurse practitioner. And she goes, okay, scoot down a little bit. And I scooted down and she goes, okay, scoot down a little more. And I go, you know, you could buy me dinner first. She just started laughing.
See, my last pap, I had to get like one every 3 months there for a bit because I had some abnormal cells, and then I needed one of those fucking scrapey dudes and all that. It was gay. But I was like, that's the most action I've seen all year. It was as good for you as it was for me.
Yeah.
I was like, these are not.
I don't even smoke, and I need a cigarette, Doc.
Yeah, and they were just laughing. It was fucking awesome and stuff. Every time they know what to expect.
Sorry about that static noise. We're having a bit of a problem with Hannah's fucking mic cord.
I've been playing with my fucking wire too much.
Yeah. Stop yanking your wire, you fucking hooah.
Sorry, I can't be helped.
All right.
Anyways.
It's been fucking 20 minutes of prattling on or something, so let's get this over with.
Yeah, we explored the infamous case of Darlie Routier. I think she's fucking guilty. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe, follow, drop us a like.
Do it.
If you would like to help fund our toxicity, jump on over to ko-fi.com/toxispod.
Do it if you can.
And next week, we will be discussing, I believe it's a Stacy Reddit, and I don't know the theme, so don't miss it. And as always, we will see you then, baneful brethren.
You beautiful bastards. We appreciate you. Love you. Bye.